our team has built is something that is a lot more special than I realized to begin with. You know, I mean, I knew it was special what we were starting and what we were going into, but I really didn't have any idea just how many lives that this was going to touch. The ripple effects are exponential, and it is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful because there's nothing like our community, nothing at all. It's what I thought that I wanted in a community, and the kind of love and things that I had as an example when I was younger. And I was 14 years old, and I was lucky enough to go to my first Grateful Dead concert, you know. Saw this glass out on lot, you know. It was really, I was just drawn to it so much at a young age already, you know, and even though Jerry passed away shortly, a couple months later even, I think it was just that movement, you know, that connection of people that you see and that you're drawn to, and that's why I was really drawn to the Grateful Dead music. And then shortly after it was Fish, and Fish is where I really got into it, because that's when Glass really started coming out a lot more than, you know, Boro and Away. But I just really, I never imagined this.
It's awesome. It's nice to see this much energy in a show, all the people, all the sales. It's a great show. It's the show now. Really isn't anything to compare to it now. They've really done a good job here. These guys are pros. Like anything that you do multiple times, you get better at it. And there's still, you know, room for improvement, but they have really got their advertising and PR down to a science at this show. That's one of the things I really admire, how hard they work. It's really not just about previous to the show, it's all year round. These guys are working hard to keep their presence in mind. They show up at other shows to be present, and so they keep on top of everybody's mind. And now, you know, there's wait lists to get into this show. And if you were there for the opening, you know, to have the buyers rush through the door the way they did on that opening night, that feels good. I don't care what show you're at, to see that happen, that's an awesome thing. I think it really has to do with the artists that are here. This is like a family, and it really is. You know, we all get to know each other, we all become close. Even though we're in competition, we're all in competition with each other, and yet there's this closeness. We all are giving each other hugs, we're glad to see each other, and I think that is the part of the show that's so valuable, you know, from a personal standpoint. Sure, we all come here to do business, but it's connecting with our friends and people that we only see once a year. That's the best part for me.
graduating. It's fucking awesome. But we have to come back next year. And it's actually pretty exciting though, because you never want to go back to school, but you do want to come back to this one, because this is good. It's been nice to do this show. I think what's happening is really good for our industry, especially, and it has taken a couple years to kind of circle back around, but there was a time when there was one really good show to do at the very beginning of the year, and all the buyers came and all the artists came to one central location, and then it seemed like after a little bit, that show split, and there was 2 of them, and then there was 4 of them, and then there was also Champs, and there's also the Madison show. So we were looking at almost a trade show a month, and that's too hard for the artists. It's too hard for the buyers. It makes you choose, and it makes you split where you're putting your budget, which ones you're gonna go to. It's a hit or miss whether the artists you wanna see are gonna be at that show versus the one in 2 weeks. And I think what's happening now, senior year, is everything else is kind of bombing, and everybody has chosen this show, and it's been a huge resurgence for all of us as far as getting everybody in one place, all the artists, getting all the buyers in one place. And I'm not gonna lie, senior year has been overwhelming. Walking down these aisles, there is so much work to see. There are so many amazing artists here. But I will say that overwhelming is better than empty walkways. Having everybody come and come to one trade show again is gonna be really good for our industry.
Yeah, the vibes are high, smiles are flowing. The people are happy. It's good vibes. I mean, it's the fact that they rep everyone equally. I feel like that's huge. From the guy that nobody knows to the AKM who's flexing the toughest stuff. So it feels good on all sides. Like no one's left out, and it seems like everyone's happy. It's like magic is in the air, bro. It's like that. So, and it's for the taking, for anyone. It's available for anyone. Is the way I look at that.
After 4 years, I see us where I really want us to be. We have got some of the best artists in the industry behind us. They're at the show, they're demoing, they're selling. We've got a full show floor with wait lists of people that want to get in. We had buyers, we had lots of buyers, lots of people sold out in the first evening. It was really exciting, we're really happy about it.
But it takes everybody to create that vibe. When you go to a show and everybody's there, you're like, oh. You go to shows sometimes and a few people aren't there, you're like, oh, I wish they would have made it. There's still a few that don't make it, but for the most part, man, it seemed like a lot of people made it this year, So I was like, wow, that's a pretty good vibe all in itself. And then the buyers came, which that created a better vibe for all the vendors, because everybody pretty much made some sales, Glass Vegas to me was about bringing people together so we can all prosper, make money, have a meeting place where if we only see each other at least once a year, at least we get that moment to, share what we've created.
I think that's what sets us apart maybe from a lot of other trade shows, is that we really truly care about the artists. We've been artist-based with Glasscraft and Bead Expo for 27 years. We've known a lot of these artists for many, many years. Some of them before, some of them during the International Hot Glass Invitational back in 2009. And so to see how this has just slowly grown and blossomed is so exciting. And again, we feel like part of the family. not just the producers of a trade show.
The show is run extremely well. They have so much trade show experience from the bead shows that they did here, and to accept us into that professionalism has also been tremendous for a lot of people, I think. It actually makes us as glassblowers be less wookish. We have to be professional. There is no, oh, I'll pay you on the day of the show. You know, it's like there's so many people waiting in line to get into this show that you have to be on top of your game, and it's good. That's good for business. That's good for growth for everybody. It's just such a well-organized show, and seeing the community all in one place, I think has done really, really good for everybody's energy. And so I'm extremely happy to be here and be involved in this trade show. And it's one of 2 events that I really look forward to throughout the entire year.
It's definitely a lot of mixed emotions. It's almost like a proud parent, you know, watching a kid grow. You know, I remember our first year, we were, you know, struggling and fighting just to get our name out there. You know, a lot of people kind of dismissed us. We had a lot of huge supporters, so it was mixed. We were just trying to get people in. Now people are fighting to get into our show. You know, all of the work, you know, blood, sweat, and tears that you've put in over the years shows, you know, that the senior year shows, you know, it's like, you know, in high school, compare yourself from freshman year to senior, you grow, you know, and just the amount of people from going from, you know, just events, you know, to exhibitors to family. It's really, you grow to be family. So it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure seeing it, this baby become an adult kind of thing.
I have seen tremendous growth in it over the 3 years that I've done it, and I feel like with the energy that this show has, this is going to be the trade show of the year to do. So I can only see it getting bigger and better, and as long as, you know, we do our part not to sticker up the fucking hotel and they welcome us back, we'll be okay. Yeah, so.
Las Vegas is pretty unique from an artist standpoint. Everybody's super excited. It's like a giant family reunion. Everybody gets together. It's the first show of the year that everyone's kind of here. So there's a lot of excitement about that for sure. I like the energy, and I really like the buyers. I like the excitement that is brought about from the community. You guys do really well on your social media and that front. So that's probably what will keep me coming back, is good sales and a good time. The backyard. Oh, the backyard's the best spot in the whole show, in my opinion. Go get some fresh air and alter your vibrations a bit. Yeah, no, the artwork is fantastic. I got to watch a lot of it being done too, which was really cool. I really like watching other artists.
We want to make sure that there's points of interest scattered around the entire floor so that all the artists get some attention. You know, the floors get pretty big this year, and if we don't have points of interest to pull people all the way through the entire floor, somebody could get a lot less traffic. So that is our main purpose. Plus, we don't want it just a boring, sterile trade show. I just can't see glass ever being boring and sterile, and we don't want the trade show to reflect, you know, the industry anything than what it is. Really, really interesting, upbeat, fun, all of those things combined.
Yeah, I mean, you know, all these artists, I mean, this year in 2020, it was just amazing to see what they're doing on this new decade. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? And the fact that Corning is representing functional glass pipe shows you that, I think. You know what I mean? It catapults, I think, glass to a whole new level now.
So I'm Eric Goldschmidt from the Corning Museum of Glass, and I am the Properties of Glass Program Supervisor, which means that I run flameworking demonstrations we do at the museum, and also some science-focused demonstrations we do. And I also try to keep a close eye on what's happening in the flameworking industry. It's very important for the museum to understand what's going on, what sort of innovations are happening. And the pipe industry represents some of the most innovative work that's going on in flameworking today. So I was excited to try to bridge some of that gap and bring some of the museum to the pipe industry and bring news of the pipe industry back to the museum.
Just want to continue this awesome freight train that's happening right now, and continue to evolve and grow the Injured Artist Fund into something even more than what it is, and just to continue our culture, because it's so important. If we don't foster it and pay attention to it and love it and grow it, then it just, you know, it'll go away. So we have to give back to it as much as it gives to us, so that it continues to grow. And I think that glass is becoming more popular now than ever, and it's becoming a lot more acknowledged by larger groups of people that never really paid attention to it and knew about it before. So it's really neat to see it recognized, and people, you know, just walking, even over here carrying some of these pieces, people just stop and stare and then, wow, what is that? You know, that's glass. Not just glass though, it's the heart and soul of the artist. There's a piece of that artist in every single thing that you see right here. That it's, and then you feel connected to them and you get to know them as individuals and people, and I don't know, it's really hard to put into words. Thank you for making me feel at home. Thank you for making my family feel at home. Our team, we bleed Glass Vegas. And so much passion for it. We love everybody, and just it's so nice to feel love back.